here is the small parking lot, which is at the end of Haystack Road. The weighing of the bag. 24.0. Hiking buddy, husband Tom coming today.
24.7.
Hey, our bags weigh the same, even though I'm going out for 2 days and you're going out for a day hike.
You're not putting that on YouTube. You don't even have any idea. Try taking both our backpacks and then adding them together and then adding more and then try to figure that uphill.
Tom just returned from a 2-week hiking trip in New Mexico where he carried like a 50-pound pack in 100-degree temperatures, 60 pounds, whatever. Anyway, this is North Twin Trail. Looks like this. First couple miles are easy peasy along the river. Okay, so this pathway in the first 2 miles has 2 places where it crosses the little river, and according to the trail reports, you do not have to do that. You can stay to the left on a herd path, which is like an informal trail, and there's a lot of water today, so I believe we're on the right place. Now we're going to cross this little side brook and stay on this left side, and hopefully that's going to be the right answer. The trail has been pretty much flat, but a little bit sloped. And the little river has been very beautiful. It has a lot bigger rocks than usual. And so it looks like a great place to come and swim. Following the herd path to the left has been easy enough, but also there's kind of like 3 different little windy paths going alongside each other. That looks like a path. That looks like a path. Oh, a railway piece.
It's the old railway.
This looks like a legitimate stairway. There's a railway line because a long time ago they logged the White Mountains. It appears like somebody has been working on it, trying to make this the real path. And there's these pink lines. I can see the trail sign on the other side. That means this is the official river crossing location, 2-mile marker. And we're going to take turns using a pair of Crocs.
How are you going to get the Crocs back to me?
I didn't think about that. Well, I can probably go barefoot. Like, the rocks look really smooth and beautiful. Hey, you know what? This feels slightly scarier than... Okay, he just threw the Crocs back across the river. I gotta go get them. Also, I forgot my hat. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, we're just getting to the 3-mile mark. This 3rd mile was steeper, I guess, like more uphill, but still moderate. And Tom says I've gotten stronger and faster, but he's still just, his natural slow walk is still way faster, so. All of a sudden we're lifting off and starting to see a ravine off to the left with water flowing down there. 1 mile to go, he said, to North Twin. That means we're somewhere around 3.3 miles or more. It's starting to rain. I hope all my precious valuables stay dry. I did not really think it would rain. The terrain has changed. Love it like this. Kind of like a tunnel. Cloud cover above. And we must be almost there. Can't see anything, but I still say wow.
Feels like Cape Cod.
Feels like the edge of the universe. This is a big rock. Did you check the map? Tom says keep going according to the map. That sounds about right. I don't mind. Yay. Is there any point?
No. Yes.
It's so beautiful, the enchanted forest.
The elves will come out any minute now.
The moss and
The elves and hobbits.
I want to say dappled sunlight, but I don't know if there's any dappled sunlight. Diffused sunlight. Still in the half mile following North Twin Summit. Look at that silly. Let me see. It'd be nice if there was a rock right there. Does that look solid? I see it. South Twin. Oh man. Okay. We've been going through these soaking wet trees, and I think we're going to come out to the summit in this cloud and wind. Congratulations, Thomas! You have climbed 248 in a day. Okay, we're regrouping over here. I've taken everything out of my bag. I'm gonna put the pack liner in. Bondcliff Trail this way. I'm a little flustered. It's cloudy, it rained on us, it's way colder than I expected. You know, I'm wet. I don't want to be... Oh, blue sky. I have these Peak Refuel Cookie Bites. They're supposed to have some protein in there, and they're nice and easy on the trail, as usual. Just a day in the mountains. Here's what I'm going down. The sun is coming in a little bit, and that scary sounding wind has died down. And I'm warmer now. So yeah, good times. This is the Twinway Trail. It's part of the AT, but it also has its regular trail name. The sun is starting to shine. What a difference it makes. I have learned a lot about rain on this trip, about how scary a little downpour can be as far as affecting your gear and making you feel cold. I'm going out of the safety of the trees and into the sky. Oh. Ooh. must be South Twin. That must be South Twin from where I've come. Looking across to Franconia Ridge. Amazing. There's probably people up there right now doing that whole ridge line. And then down here, like in the front middle, that'd be Owl's Head. Super, super wow. I also just checked the map and I'm right on top of this turnoff for Guyot Mountain. It says Twinway. Oh, it says I've come 2 miles from South Twin. That's awesome. Bondcliff Trail. Guyot Campsite, less than a mile. Lincoln Woods, 9 miles. Oh my gosh, is that it? What? Here I am walking on Guyot. And the trail looks like this. Feels like downhill. The map says I passed Guyot. Yay. Classic alpine zone where these plants cannot grow higher, cannot grow trees. Too windy, harsh cold, harsh wind, short plants. Oh my. Soaking in as many views as I can, but back into the trees I go. Presumably that way towards a campsite. So these summits are, I'm not sure, but I think I might be seeing some of them tomorrow. That probably sounds so dumb to say I don't know what summits I'm going to tomorrow, but the Bonds, you know, there's like 3 mountains named trail. Pole got stuck. There's like 3 mountains named the Bonds. Hold on, this is like Bondcliff, West Bond, Bond. I don't know. I really won't fully understand what's happening here with those until tomorrow when I see them on my own 2 feet. Still going down towards the camp. The trail descends sharply downhill to the campsite. 0.2 miles, which feels like a long, long ways because I am very eager to see it. There's the caretaker tent. So this is platform 1 and 2, and we're going this way. Group platform 3 and 4. Another platform, amazing. We'll keep going. Common cooking area. Then right up there is the shelter. And then right over there is the water source. And it just started raining again, and I want my tent set up right now. There's a rainbow. In a frenzy of rain, I got my tent up and shoved everything inside, but the floor is wet. Okay, I'm gonna take my giant food bag and water bottle and go eat at the community cooking area. There's the awesome Guyot shelter. Ooh. Oh, wow. It is so beautiful in here. Absolutely spotless and clean. It smells good. And you just can't beat that view unless, of course, you go up on the mountain. These are the clouds on the presidentials over there. I feel about this too. I'm like, can I do that? I'm so excited to eat something warm, and I realize I forgot the stove pot in the tent. So I have to walk all the way back again. Went to my tent and got my stove. And now I remember these meals take like 10 or 20 minutes to cook. Might need an appetizer. Appetizer? I'm so cold. I don't think I'm going out to the other mountain for sunset because my socks are wet, my feet are cold, my legs are cold, my hands are cold, my chest is cold, my sports bra is wet. So I think I'm gonna have dinner, go into my tent, put on dry, warm clothes, and try to be as dry and warm as possible. I remembered that I had some of these microgreens, edamame, and kale, and they're fresh now, so I better just eat them. These right in there. Easy. And now I'm going in my tent to put on my dry clothes, but then I can't come out because it's raining and I don't have any protective layer of the dry clothes. You know what I mean? I just have this rain jacket. I don't know. I'm gonna make a run for it. I can't possibly run right now. Interestingly, there's still a beautiful view out there. Too bad my tent isn't out of a window. Oh God. Oh, it's just really nice, but I gotta go in there now. You can see the floor of my tent is wet because I set it down on a wet platform. So for me to stay dry, I'm relying on that mat. And I'm going to blow up the air mat. Here I have some dry clothes I'm putting on. The sleeping bag's dry. And the good news is that the waterproofing treatment I did on my tent is working. So hopefully I'll be okay. The caretaker said I should sleep with my water filter because it's going to be so cold that it might freeze and not work anymore. Put my filter in my sleeping bag. It would be really nice if that stuff dried out while I go have breakfast. It is just so clean and it smells so good. Just a bit of a view as well.
Great with people.
Oh. The good news is the interior part of my tent was dry and I was able to put it back in the bag. The bad news is the rain fly is still a bit wet, so I'll probably put that into a trash bag at the bottom of my bag just so it doesn't touch anything else. But it's supposed to be dry weather today, so hopefully I won't have to deal with any additional rain. This pack cover was very, very good. Kept my stuff dry, but it takes a long time to dry out. Very, very good. The rainproofing spray I put on really worked. So it kept the inside tent dry, but it's just taking a while to dry. Loading up sleeping bag, tent, dry clothes. This didn't work too well because this bag is kind of ripping, not sealing well. Air mat, cook set, pillow, tent poles, tent stakes, stuff I use at night, water. Food bag is a total mess. And then jackets I just stuff in the top. All right, this was one of my favorite campsites ever. This is platform 8, by the way, out of 10, which cost $15 today for me to stay. It's quite large because it's in the middle of nowhere and people need a place to camp on this route. There's many routes. In fact, none of the people I talked to were doing my route. They were all going other directions. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Goodbye, Guyot Campsite. I hope I get to come here again someday. And here we go. The bonds are so exciting for me because these are some of the unreachable mountains on my original look at the 48. These were some of them that I said, I can't do it. Can't go that far. How am I going to get there? 10 miles a day. And how times change when you begin to pursue a goal. You don't know what's around the corner or how you will progress. Maybe you'll fail, or maybe you'll succeed. And who knew I would be growing hiking legs. Over 50 years old and like a new life again when I hit that 10 miles a day. Ta-da! I just entered the wilderness. Great. Bond. What did that sign just say? 0.7, something, I don't know. That going to West Bond, this trail I'm on right now, is a very popular sunset destination. And then people go back to the campsite. I said, doesn't it get dark? And she said, after the sun sets, you have about 30 minutes of dusk. I mean, of course, you would bring your headlamp also in that situation. So far, the trail towards West Bond is downhill, like this. What? Is that West Bond? I mean, must be. I guess I thought it was kind of different looking. Once you come up that step of rocks, you're out of the trees. And you see this ski over there. So down that, is that a call? Down that dip, and then down from there would be the campsite. Now I came across this way, and then I'll be going that way. Still going. Oh my goodness. No way. Can see a lot more up here. Oh, it's freezing. This is the summit of West Bond. Thank you. Oh, look at the ridgeline I get to walk on. That's the coolest. Those clouds are moving so quickly. Just want to stay here, but I have to go. I have to keep going. West Bond done. Continuing on to Bondcliff Trail. Bondcliff Trail. There's certain hikes, you know, hiking is like somewhat a slow endeavor, you know. So it's funny when you have this adrenaline here and there, but the exciting parts feels equally exciting to something high impact, something fast paced. Oops, whoops, whoops. Even though it really isn't. It's really this slow progression, this walk in the woods. The Alpine Zone. Well, after that Alpine Zone sign, it ended up being quite a ways longer in the woody tunnel. But I think we're getting there now. I think this might be what I was anticipating. Where is everybody? Just me? I don't even know if this is a summit or just a random cairn. I better check the map. Yep, lives up to expectations. Because that's where I'm going. And that must be Bondcliffs. See the trail to the left. And cliffs on the right. It's looking back at West Bond. It looks so cool when you look back on the tiny trail. I am just coming off of Mount Bond, back into the trees. A bit of downhill rocks here. Hold on a second. Okay. It is August 1st, 52 degrees here. The overnight low last night was 41. I still was using my summer bag, which is rated to like 40 degrees or something. I had on long johns, a wool sweater. Part of the night I had my down jacket on, but basically warmed up and took that off, and socks. And I was fine. But when I go out in these open areas, that wind is very chilly. So if I stayed out there any longer than a few photos, I'd be putting on jackets. Of course, the lesson I learned yesterday was that if you get even the slightest bit of rain, that cold can be very serious, compounded, trip-ending situation, potentially. Here's the trail I'm continuing downhill, and I get a little peek. There's a rope. So I thought they were blocking off that wrong direction path, or is it to hold on to as you go down this slippery rock? Otherwise I'd have to maybe sit down here. Just gonna send the poles on their way. And like, is this for real? Am I seriously supposed to hold on to this rope? No way. Okay. I don't think so. The rock isn't slippery. And I don't know if you could see down on the right, tiny little people, and I think a yellow Labrador. This is great. Behind me, coming down from Mount Bond, and then over there, West Bond, then a giant U-shaped valley as I head on this trail toward Bondcliffs. Very easy section of trail for such spectacular views. Shout out hello to Mount Kerrigan over there. I can even see the fire tower on top. Let's see if I can. My peripheral vision can see how expansive the view is. So I feel it. Wow, I was standing here looking for my choice direction up this rock, and I looked to the side and I saw wild blueberries. An exciting time. I think I might be coming to Bondcliff summit. Is that? Oh, nope, this is not the summit. I just popped on a rock and saw it's higher. Okay. Keep going then. Oh wait, is this the cliff part? Ooh. Ooh, I love these big rocks. This is fun. I hear a cool bird. Also, it looks so close, but the people look really tiny. So it might not be that close. Oh, this is so fun. Look at these big rocks. Whee! Dun, 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 dun. Oh, the wind is shooting up this side of the mountain. Okay, look at this. So, not only am I going up there, but I think that's the way down. Emotionally, I am simultaneously pulled up the hill with excitement and pressed back with wanting to savor every moment. Oh, good times. Good times. I'm going up to the sky. Hot, cold, hot, cold. Jacket, t-shirt, jacket, t-shirt. Is this the famous rock? Because I see people over there. Is that the famous rock? Oh, what are you talking about? It's so windy. But the wind is blowing this way. If the wind were to blow the other way, I would not do it. It's cool that I have Bondcliff Summit to myself on a beautiful day, but I sort of wish somebody would come by so they would take my photo on the famous rock. With it. Oh, now someone's coming. Go that way more. You're like, this lady's trying to kill me. All right. You got it. You got it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Gonna zoom in a little. 1, 2, 3, go. Gonna zoom in a little more. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, one more big one. 1, 2, 3, go. Got to talking to this young man from Boston, and I offered to take his picture on the famous rock too, because he's by himself. There's nobody up here. So now he'll have a souvenir. Summit. One of these was the summit of Bondcliff. Hooray! Oh, I'm looking down on some kind of jet. That is amazing. It'd be cool if he came over here. I'm sure it looks like a tiny dot on the screen, but it's a fairly large jet. Oh, here comes another one right over the summit. Come on! Oh. I don't really want to go down from the bonds. I could have lunch because it's afternoon. I've never eaten it before. Let's give it a go. A plus. I think I'm giving this a 10. I'm definitely gonna buy more of these. Perfect. Not too much in the package either, which is good because I'll be having some dessert. I'm gonna go all the way down there, I think. And when I was talking to that guy from Boston, he was saying that he came here this morning from Lincoln Woods parking lot, and it took him only 3 hours to get here from that parking lot. And I have to go downhill. So presumably I would do it in less than 3 hours. Or even if I was a lot slower than him, you know, it's just not going to take me all day. And the point is I might not need to camp again and to just make it out of here today. I think we should have a new day called Bonds Day. This would be the day when you get to come up here and it's nice weather. Because it feels so special. It feels like Christmas or your birthday, first day of summer vacation, retirement, getting married and going off on your honeymoon. It just feels so special and amazing to be up here that we should have a new day called Bonds Day. And this is my Bonds day. And I definitely want another one. And I believe this is my final view before I go down into a lot of trees. The trail is looking like this. I will be doing this for the foreseeable future. Cool breeze blowing, a gentle wind. It's very relaxing. I could almost fall asleep on my own 2 feet. I presume I came from up there. It's dry and quiet and weird, but easy to cross. Well, nice to meet you.
Take care.
He's doing the Pemi Loop and Owl's Head. Amazing. Even though I'm not to the end of the trail, I think I can now answer my question about whether there was some good reason why you should go one direction or the other when doing a bond twinned traverse, or the reverse. And the answer possibly lies in the fact that this side is much longer and much flatter. So some people might prefer to have a longer, easier approach and a little bit steep at the end as you go up to the bonds. And some people might not. So personally, if I were to do this all over again, I would go the same way, because my preference, I would rather do the harder, steeper, big mountain in a shorter amount of time. That's demanding, challenging, and exciting. And the next thing you know, I'm at the summit, and after I got up to South Twin, it really felt like all fun and games from there. Old railroad line. I'm going forever on the endless trail. Oh, I need gummies. Flat and endless. As far as I can see behind me. And as far as I can see in front of me. Nobody. And no change in the trail. Monotonous. I stopped to make a little more with my last water. I wish this had a number on it today. That would be nice. And this is not the sign I thought it was. Exiting the wilderness, as it were. Am I like the dumbest or most tired person right now that I don't know where the detour is? It must be that, but I don't see where that goes. This is so dumb. Oh, okay then. It's this. If I was a space shuttle, all systems would be starting to fail right now. Over the 10-mile mark for the day. I'm almost there. It's like a little more than a mile to go, and I can spend that entire time just thinking about food. 11.69 miles, 8 hours from Guyot Campsite.